Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
What's this? Why do they want it? What do they want?
What is this and why do you want it?
Why do you want to click the buy button?
We now have the camera cables for the Raspberry Pi Zero. So the Raspberry Pi Zero was recently revised to be version 1.3. Version 1.3 comes with a connector so you can attach it to this cable that then goes to a Raspberry Pi camera, so you can add cameras to your Pi Zero project. Might be handy. You can do basic OpenCV and visual detection, take photos, can take videos. All sorts of projects are now possible with this camera connector, and we have both the cable in stock. It's a very custom flex PCB, and we have a kit where you get a Pi Zero, a camera, and a camera cable all in one. So that is another option for you if you would like to just kind of get started with some sort of video or photo project with your Pi Zero.
Okay.
And so that's a new party pack, project pack that we have.
All right, and then from what I understand, we have some other packs available too now.
This is a media center pack. A lot of people were asking us, hey, can you have a pack where like the SD card is pre-imaged to run OSMC? And we're like, that's a pretty good idea. So this pack is kind of everything you need to get started with making your own media center. You get a Raspberry Pi 3, which is the most fastest, newest Raspberry Pi. It has built-in Wi-Fi, but we also give you a Wi-Fi dongle because it's longer and it might be better for you to reach Wi-Fi or get better Wi-Fi throughput. You get an SD card that's an 8 gigabyte class 10 card that has been imaged with OSMC, which is a really awesome media center. I can even quickly demo it. You get an enclosure. You get a really good power supply that will be able to power your Pi even while it's doing like tons of Wi-Fi and HDMI stuff. You get a good quality HDMI cable, and you get a wireless mouse keyboard, which is really good. So your media center Pi can be next to your TV or on your, whatever, what is it called? Your hutch. The thing where you store your TV. What are those called?
Phone?
No, it's like, the little, not a carousel. It's like a thing that you hold, you put your TV on top of.
We have ours on a toolbox.
Okay, you put your toolbox. I keep forgetting the word, but there's a word for it, like a carousel or something. For your TV, you can put the Pi over there, and then you can, there's an RF remote, so you can use this. It doesn't even have to be line of sight, and you have a mouse and keyboard for controlling it. So
for your TV carousel.
I don't remember the word, okay?
I'm calling it TV carousel from now on.
Stop. It'll come to me in like 4 seconds.
Okay, so how do you want to display this?
What are
you doing here?
I could just bring this up really high.
All right.
And then I could just get this stuff out of the way.
Okay.
So this is, I just have a small monitor set up so you can see. And then I've got this, oh, you know what? I hope I didn't, oh wait, just turn this off.
Everything okay?
Yeah, so this is OSMC, and you can like do all sorts of settings and network control. So this is that. But then you can also, I think you want to go back to OSMC. So using this controller, you can go back here. I don't have anything installed, but basically if you want to install apps or like watch YouTube, or you can install videos or download videos. To go back. Yeah, and so like there's all sorts of like control menus and stuff. It's one of the nicest setups for doing media center on a Pi. Like it's really, really fast. And I don't have any videos installed on here, and I wouldn't be able to play them legally even if I did. But you get this really handy remote, which is really useful. And Pi case, Pi, cable, power supply, Wi-Fi, and then this is that remote adapter. So you don't get the monitor, but you probably have a TV at home on your carousel, whatever.
I'm thinking that's a good thing to call it. That sounds like a lot of fun.
No,
Yay!
carousel is something that rotates.
Let's go to the TV carousel. I'm just saying, it sounds more fun.
Anyways, so this is a kit. So there's a version that comes with a Pi if you just want all-in-one ready to go setup, and you can plug and play. And there's a version without a Pi in case you already have a Pi. You can use it with a Pi B+, 2, or 3. The 3 is best though because it's quad core and it has like the fastest processor of all of them. So
okay.
There you go.
And next up, by popular demand, requests, and more, it's what you wanted. It's what you've been asking for. It is Pi Girl.
Pi Girl Zero.
Pi Girl Zero.
The zeroist.
So real quick though, we show the case, but We don't include it.
Doesn't come with a case.
It doesn't come with a case. Doesn't come with a case. Doesn't come with a case.
But does it come with a case?
It doesn't come
no.
with a case. Doesn't come with a case. But we have to show it because otherwise people are gonna say, "Well, that's not."
What is this?
Yeah. So okay, Lady, just show it on the overhead.
So this is the Pi Girl Zero, and I actually took this one apart a little bit to show it off. So you get all of these parts and not the 3D printed case. Also, I don't think it comes with a battery because it's difficult to ship batteries by air, and so you can add it to your cart, and it adds. You can add it to the cart while checkout, but it doesn't come with it automatically. But you get Pi Zero, you get the TFT, which is a really lovely little monitor. You get, hold on, this button came loose. You get 2 of these button boards. So the wiring is pretty easy because you can solder the buttons directly onto here, and then we also get some silicone wire that's really handy for making all these power connections. A power boost for powering off a battery. You can recharge it and take it on the go. A USB jack, so if you want to connect an external USB, like Wi-Fi adapter, for example, to download games or install content or update it. And a little micro on-the-go adapter. So this is a really cute little gaming platform. And let me see if I can, yeah, now it's on. So let me see.
It's a little bit of the Hello World project for makers I've seen because it combines so many different things. You get a Pi, you do 3D printing, you do a little bit of electronics. So if you're thinking of a project,
yeah, this is a really good project.
You.
It's not a great first project.
No.
I think this is better if you have a little bit of experience because you have to burn an SD card image, you have to do some soldering, and like we don't teach you how to solder in this project, and there's a lot of like wiring that's a little bit delicate because you have to cram it all into this case, and of course 3D printing with different filaments. So you may want to have this be as your like dessert project, like maybe build a couple of easier projects, like something like the Media Center PC project is very easy. You just plug everything together and it runs. Yeah. With this, there's a lot of construction involved, but you know, in the end, you get this really cute portable game. And I took this off. It has these shoulder buttons that pop in when you put it together, and it's just a really fun little project. It's not a super fast emulator. I do want to warn people. It can play Nintendo games. Super Nintendo, not so much. So think of it as like Nintendo and earlier it can pretty much do. There's no audio because the Pi Girl, the Pi Zero doesn't have audio. However, you can connect a USB to audio converter here if you want to have headphone output, or you could use an I2S amplifier, which we'll be talking about, and modify it to add a speaker, but that's not included.
Okay.
But it comes as a project pack now. Yay, all of these
right.
parts. Put it together. You'll have something nobody else has.
So we're at the end, the star of the show. Tonight beside you, Lady Ada. And this is why the code was CharliePlex. Are these?
These are, wow, this is a really great video. So this is CharliePlex. These are PWM controlled 105 LEDs on a FeatherWing that plugs into any of our 50 Feather boards that you can get. There's a large array from Bluetooth to cellular to Wi-Fi to data logging to GPS. There's just a huge range of all the different feathers you can use, and this lets you add a whole bunch of LEDs in a single color. So we do have, you can have 8x8, so you can have 7 segments, you can have alphanumeric, you can have an 8x16, but what's nice about this is first off you get these really beautiful jewel effects, the colors are very nice and vivid, and secondly you can individually PWM each LED, which is very unusual. Usually you can't do that. So each LED has 8-bit control. You can dim them, so you see this wave of color flowing through. That's each LED being, PWM'd dim to bright and back to create a wave effect. So I can show that on the overhead.
I have a couple other things. So this is just a photo.
Yeah, so you can see they all look like this because there's the controller and then all the LEDs.
This is blue.
So we crammed as much LEDs as you can. 7 LEDs high means you can do text scrolling, some basic animations. Comes in red, blue, and yellow, white.
Yeah.
The yellow, this is really very bright. And the nice thing is all of it's done with a controller chip, the chip on the left, which runs over I2C. So you can use this with any of the feathers without having to actually multiplex all the LEDs. Like one of the things, if you've seen other CharliePlex designs, oftentimes the chip itself is controlling all the LEDs on and off, which is fine, but it's once you get to like more than 25 LEDs, you have to spend a lot of processor time doing that. Also, you rarely get to have this really nice fading effect because it's just so hard to control the LED so fast. This chip does it all for you, which is super sweet. Just kind of does the whole thing. It runs over I2C. It's very easy. It doesn't add a lot of cost. So I can demo this, and then while I'm demoing this, I think the I2S amp. I forgot to tell you about that. It's a new product. Can you drag it while I demo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
So this is the Feather, and so for people who may not know about it, it's a portable, battery powerable microcontroller system that has a 32U4, but you can also have a Cortex M0. It can have a Wi-Fi STM32. We have Bluetooth and cellular and all sorts of different things, all in the same shape. So what's nice is that you can plug in these FeatherWings. They're sort of like Arduino shields, but much smaller, and they add capabilities. So this is a demo for the FeatherWing. So it shows you different brightnesses. You can draw squares and circles, and scroll text, for example. And then it kind of just repeats. You get the same happy face, sad face, hello. And then I'll show, that's blue. I've also got like white. So this is the white LED one. And I just think these are really beautiful because of each LED is incredibly bright, but because it's CharliePlexed, the amount of current required actually isn't that high. The whole thing draws maybe, even with most of the LEDs on, it draws only like 10 milliamps, a lot less than you'd think. So that's white, and then I got all the different colors. Maybe I'll just show another color. And then here's that I2C chip that actually does all the control. You just basically tell it, hey, light up this LED with this PWM brightness, and it does it. Hold on, on, there you go, green. So this is the pure green, a really, really bright green color. So
Okay.
great for any kind of matrix display. If you want only one color, then this is great for you.
Okay. Speaking of the matrix, there was a glitch in the matrix. We're actually going to go back in time a little bit. This is the one before that one.
Yeah, it's
All
fine.
right, so what is this?
Well, because it's rare that we have two Adafruit products, but this week we're cranking through. This is actually an oldie but goodie. This is the I2S mono amplifier, and here I have it wired up to a Raspberry Pi, and you can see you basically connect a speaker directly to the output up to 3 watts, and this will take I2S audio, which is a digital audio format, and then drive a speaker. The reasons you would use this, your microcontroller or processor doesn't have analog audio. The Pi Zero doesn't have an analog audio output. It only has I2S audio. A lot of microcontrollers and chips, if they do DSP, they don't have analog out. They have I2S out that then has to be converted to analog. It's easier for them to send out the digital signal, and also it's less noisy because you don't have static or high-speed signals affecting, or the power supply creating fluctuations. So if you are, maybe you're making an audio system with a Raspberry Pi, you'll know that if you've done that, you know that the headphone audio is pretty good, but it's not like hi-fi quality. There's a little staticky effect. You have to really turn up the volume and turn down your amp, and if data is being transferred over Wi-Fi, sometimes you'll hear it. Whereas with I2S, you don't get that because it's a pure digital signal generation. So you use 3 pins, other than power and ground, of course. There's the green, yellow, and blue wires for I2C data, I2C bit clock, and left-right channel. And that basically encodes all of the data. You don't need the M clock signal, which some I2S amps need. What's nice about this amplifier, it doesn't have it. So you basically get the simplest, easiest, most compatible I2S amplifier because it uses one less pin than this pin that isn't available on the Pi and some other processors. But it works with pretty much every I2S audio. You just wire it up and boom, audio comes out. And you can adjust the gain. There's 5 different gain levels by connecting a resistor. And you can also change whether it plays left only, right only, or the default, which is a stereo mix. It combines left and right channels to give you, one speaker that has both channels in it. It's just like a super easy, super low cost way to basically, instead of having an I2S to analog and then analog amplifier, it's like all in one. Very convenient.
Lady Ada, was new products. You did it. Congratulations.
Yay.